okay, that's one. It's like, you know, you got to take that deep breath, and you got to understand also your weakness. Like, you got to know when, okay, I need to exit. Because if not, then it's gonna get really bad. And it's gonna be on both ends, because it's gonna be bad if somebody want to physically hurt another person, but it also shows what type of person you are, and you don't want people to get that version of you, like because people get so accustomed, like how you say, being conditioned. So they, well, what is the thing? One thing that somebody goes to anytime they revert back, and it's just familiarity. So whatever is your vice, whatever you're accustomed to, you can't do that no more. Because now you're trying to grow, you're trying to get accustomed to a new way of doing things. So, but to do that, you got to be around people that can nurture that and cultivate that too, because you can't do that on your own.
The B2S podcast is brought to you by Motivated Apparel. Motivated Apparel, the premier gear for motivation. A brand that motivates, inspires, and empowers you to stay motivated while chasing your dreams. Head on over to www.shiftmotivations.com/shop Motivated Apparel and grab yourself some Motivated Apparel today.
Hey, yo, what up, world? Hey, what it do, man? Welcome to another episode of the Blueprint to Success podcast, man. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy, Mike Mariner, a.k.a. the Shift Motivator. I'm your host, man, as the host with the most.
The host with the most.
The host with the most.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all know how it is, man. I joined together with my co-host, man, my brother from another mother, man. Y'all give it up for Alxndr Hall.
What's going on?
The champ is here.
What's up?
The champ is here.
The champ is here.
The champ is here.
I'm definitely here. Feel good, man.
In the building.
What's good? What's good, man?
Trucking through the week. Yeah.
Keep on pushing.
Trucking through the week. Man, trucking through the week.
Trucking.
Just staying down, bro. You feel me? Just staying rooted. Cutting out the unnecessary stuff. You know what I'm saying? And and just reading the right stuff, listen to the right stuff. You know, just trying to keep my vibration where I need to stay at. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Yeah. Got to keep the vibrations,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. And then y'all know who it is, man. My other co-host, man. My brother from the same mother. Okay, now who we got today? Man, y'all give it up for Boy Wonda, man. Look at
You know who he is today.
You know what? Mr. Moore down. Like, who we gonna get today?
I could have, but I'm here today.
Oh, okay. Okay, dub back.
Yeah, we got big bag.
Last couple weeks, we done had Boosie, we done had Kevin Hart.
Listen, man, Kevin almost came here. Kevin almost came. I was like, you know what? It's great. I'm just stay. Yeah,
was just Boy Wonda today.
Big bag.
Bro, what's going on, broski?
What's up, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Been having a pretty good couple days at the hospital. I had a few ladies I met when I was taking the patient up to the room, and just being able to like make them laugh and just kind of like, you know, it's like, do you know? Oh, you look like that. What's his name? Like, you look like Kevin Hart. Yeah, you sound just like him too. I thought about him when you was just talking. I was like, really? They know. She just busted. Like, they made my trip to the room just like, bruh. That was like the highlight of the night.
Have you seen the clip with The Wild or Not when they had Jay Farrell and the other dude.
Yeah, C King. Yeah. Oh, that was good.
Have you seen it?
No, I don't be watching TV. Like that.
Bro.
Oh no, I social media.
Oh, social media. Oh, no,
Yeah.
right.
Bro, that one right there, he had me.
Oh man, that junk class. I had to show it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little clip they did. Yeah, they had to do the impersonations, and then at the end they both did Denzel. Yeah, it was fire. It was fire, man. That just had me rolling. Boy, when he did DC though,
Bro.
that was it. I was like, oh.
And then when C did, boy, he sounded just like Chico. Hey, yo, what's happening, y'all? This your boy Chico Bean. Listen, 85 South Show. You already know what it is. I was like, dang, he sounds just like Chico. I said, oh, that's that quiet artillery.
Yeah. Yeah, I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, I love when he do Dave Chappelle too.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, look. Hell, like, dude, he had me laughing, man.
But that Jay Farrell is crazy though. That cat, but he good too though.
Yeah, he real good. Yeah. Both of them good.
Yeah,
like,
that was a classic show, right?
That
there.
was.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch it. And watch the whole show. I just watched that clip. I keep saying I'm gonna go back and watch it, and I ain't did it yet.
Could be like, man, just got to find the time and the moment. Because our schedule's been crazy.
Yeah, time be timing. Oh, it finna get crazy now. We got football season started, man. Ooh. We got first game. Oh boy, I'm so amped. Boy, they finna get it Friday night, boy.
Who playing who Friday?
We got some team on the other side of Orlando. So kickoff classic, but it's I tell them, man, I say, man, it's a statement game, dog. We always say it don't count, but at the end of the day, it's a game. So it's like it's a statement game. Cause like,
and it gauges on how the rest of your season could go.
It could, yeah.
That
could be. What the foundation of what we trying to build. You know what I'm saying? So then Haines City, they play St. Cloud. So I say, I'll be pulling up the score on my way home. So that's a little drive that we gotta go. They say it's almost 2 hours.
Oh yeah, you deep in
so yeah. So this will be a nice little road trip. So I'll be getting home late Friday night, and then I gotta check the schedule again, and then JV starts up in a couple of weeks. So my week will be like we'll be like we normally do. We film Wednesdays, and then Thursday be JV, Friday be varsity. So that's gonna be like the next
12 weeks.
Not till December.
Yep. Cause JV got what, about 8 games now?
I think it's 9. 8 or 9, one of the two. And then we trying to make a run this year, so like we ain't trying to be home in December.
Nope.
So I'm trying to be home in December, man. We want to be playing for that hardware.
Facts.
Yeah. So, they practice has been going pretty good. So, I mean, they in that right vein. So we just got to take that and build on it.
Facts.
Yeah. So you just got to take that and build on it. So I'm a little amped. So and plus, I went and spoke to the kids, Haines City today. So. That went good. So
boy.
Yeah. But we actually got them the first game, so that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, cause we didn't get to play that game last year.
Yeah, and then they weren't gonna reschedule it.
Nah, they didn't. So yeah. But
y'all playing home or y'all going there?
The game we never had.
No, they come to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We got a home. We got actually last year we had a heavy away schedule. This year we got a heavy home schedule.
Oh, that's
so
good.
6 out of the 10 games at home.
I mean, do it really matter if it's home or away or no?
Yeah.
It does?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It does play a part, man. When you got the home crowd behind you. Yeah, it definitely.
When you be making them big plays, it's just hit different.
Yeah. Them
gotta have thick skin away.
Yeah. But of course, those schedules are done strategically. So it was a reason why he scheduled a bunch of away games last year. Yeah. So we know what we had, because we had a bunch of young kids. Cause we had a heavy senior year the year before. So it was like, you know what, that was kind of smart. So he kind of played a lot of away games, kind of let us figure some things out. So,
right.
I thought that was kind of smart. So I was like, yeah, that does make kind of sense. Hey, you want to stink up the home field if we gonna play? We gonna be back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, man, we ain't coming.
Yeah, for sure.
We ain't coming to the game. What y'all doing?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I'm on cloud 10 right now. So yeah, I'll be speaking to them tomorrow too, and then on Friday night. So I always do part of the pregame speech. So
What's your if you had to choose, not like a lane, but a preference? Like if somebody came to you and asked you, like, what you want to do? Would you do like a corporate event or like let's say like a room full of executives or workers versus like a auditorium full of high schoolers? Which one would you rather?
I do the high schoolers.
High schoolers,
yeah. Because and the only reason I say that is like, you know, you dealing with executive, that's a different vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you're dealing with kids, you got so much free energy there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're still trying to figure it out. They're still building. And you got them, you know, you got the adults, they like, okay, man, they got us in this personal development space. You know, until they you know, unless, you know, you capture them first couple seconds rather, they may perk up, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, the kids is trying to get them to calm down. And then it's different with the adults. The adults, you got to kind of round them up. Yeah. But I mean, if I had to go for a preference, I would. You know, I definitely, because you know, you in the school setting, it's just a different vibe, man. Yeah, E.T. broke the plane with the shorts and the T-shirt and the hack baseball cap and the executive board because that ain't standard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, but you know what though, dog? I see Jeremy Anderson shifting, dog.
What you mean? More corporate?
Yeah.
I mean, because everybody got their thing.
Yeah. Sure. I was because I noticed, because I always, every week I would catch his podcast. I catch his podcast, and then he do his behind the scenes stuff. So I'm like, well, he ain't did no podcast or behind the scenes video in a little minute. So it's like, what's that? I know he had some events and stuff going on behind the scenes, so a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. But I was like, as far as to like, you know, he wasn't doing the behind the scenes stuff no more. And so I had went in. I went to his. I said, let me see if he put something up. So I went to his YouTube page. I want to say Monday. And he got like a corporate video up talking about, you know, it was more so with his corporate gigs that he's done with the large companies. I said, okay, he's in that vein now. He done shifted. Yeah. I say, so okay, that makes room for, you know, those ones that's like myself that's coming behind. To kind of fill in the gap, you know, for those that's you know, changing gears and stuff. Cause that's what a big bag at, really. Big bag. And he's been doing both anyway. So, and he still do both, but I mean, you can tell he's making a shift to where he's taking more corporate gigs. Right. Yeah. So, yeah, but you know, I've always been one to just say, hey, you know, just give me a little bag. I'll be all right. I'll make some, you know, try to make some wise investments and keep it moving. Exactly. So, and passive income. Yeah, the big bag is nice, but hey, give me a small bag. I'll take that and be like Jesus with the 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread.
Bro, I said that today with this. It was my coworker Anna. She was pushing the patient, and I had some fruit in the cup, and then the lady was like, of course she can't see in the cup. The patient can't see in the cup. She don't know what's in the cup. She said, but you know, I guess she haven't eaten in a while. I don't know. She said that, and I guess, you know, it was still kind of sweating. The cup was sweating. So she said, she said, boy, that cup sure look good. She said, that cup sure look good. I said, yeah, smell me some fruit. You know what I'm saying? And then she said, you must have bought something to share with everybody. I said, you know what? No, so we're gonna do like Jesus did. We're gonna take it, we're gonna bless it, we're gonna spread it out.
Glory.
Oh man.
And you know what, bro? And it's crazy because I was cause you know how you going through stuff, you developing. Some things you go through, you like, what is this? But it's all working for you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in my thought process. I'm internalizing what I got going on in my personal life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm walking and thinking. You know what I'm saying? I got music playing in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I kept it on all day today, just had my own little zone, you feel me? So as I was walking with the cup in my hand, I'm zoned completely out. I'm talking about, it's people everywhere in the hallway. And the only person who I heard was the lady in the wheelchair. So I'm walking, and then she said, "Hey, that cup sure looks good." And I looked, it was a lady right there. I was like, hey, she like kind of disturbed me, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was not. She didn't disturb me.
Yeah, you just zoned out.
I was zoned out. Yeah. And you can tell, you be zoned out. Yeah. When someone catch you just like, like wake up. Yeah. So it was like, and then when I was talking to her, the conversation was flowing. But when I was talking to her, I didn't feel okay, so what I was internalizing and with my intrapersonal stuff, right? Getting myself together, just working out things. When I was talking to her, that cut off, and I gave her what she was looking for. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I guess it was like, if I can put it like in the term, like, you don't know how important you are. So even when you're going through stuff, you gotta be mindful of when we're going through stuff, how we deal with people still.
Right.
Because if I would have reacted based upon what I'm dealing with on the inside of me, it could have been not nasty, but it could have been whatnot. It could have been whatnot she needed at the moment, cause she in here, she got IVs in her, so she just looking for somebody to talk to, just to perk her up. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think that every person gotta have, especially people who like famous and stuff, or people who supervisors. If you're a mom or you're a dad, you gotta have a sense of disturbed tranquility. You know what I'm saying? To where you're working through your storm, and you're doing things to be peaceful in your storm as much as possible, but still allowing access for other people to get to you, because what you're going through, they're not going through, and how they see you is not what they see on the inside of you for the moment. They see you as that person you give them every day. They see you as, you could have spoke to somebody and said something to somebody last month, and you don't see them for 30 days. And you going through something that's crazy on the inside of you. You trying to figure it out. That person you saw 30 days ago, when they see you again that next month, they're viewing you for what you told them 30 days ago, not for what you're going through right now. Right. So like, we have to have I think we have to have a sense of disturbed tranquility. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how I can base that little experience that I had today. You feel me?
Yo,
but yeah, she was like, that fruit look good. and she couldn't even see in the cup. She just saw that it was sweating. She can tell, bro. She can tell something was in there from the. You can tell.
There you go.
Straight from the house.
Straight like that.
Straight. Look, check this out. You can tell what's on the inside sometime by what happens on the outside.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's real, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know what I'm saying? So like, if something going on with you, we have worries or whatever like that. Just somehow you kick off to me, I can tell, kind of, sort of, hold on, something must be, it's more than, something must be in there. Because how you dealt with me, you just kind of brought out something that was deep buried in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, when she saw that cup, she was like, bro, she had licked the lip and everything. She was like, she said, that cup show. That cup sure look good. I said, well, man, we gonna take it, we gonna bless it, we gonna spread it out.
Ooh, so when you say disturb tranquility, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if you come across somebody who may not have that type of environment or created the atmosphere within that, can you still withdraw from a person who does, and it gives them a sense of disturbed tranquility?
What you mean?
So it's like how you were saying, like you can draw from a place that is that you're able to respond to them in a manner that.
Okay.
So let's say if somebody who doesn't have it, and then they tap into you because they exhausted, like they have nothing. They may not even know how to tap into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for those who don't have that, let's say they come across somebody like you, and then you can kind of sense some things. Do you think that would give them a sense of disturbed tranquility as well? As an understanding of that, to allow them to be able to tap into that?
You know what? I done came across, especially one of my coworkers. I'm not gonna say her name, but she the lead who I had went off on a couple weeks ago. I had apologized to her and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Disturbed tranquility. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I had.
Wonder who's he talking about?
Yeah.
Is it you?
Yeah, it was a worker of mine who she like a lead in our department, you know what I'm saying? But she think that we her employees, but we really not. I'm just like that, right? So but she is excellent at what she does, right? But she just don't, everything else would just be off a little bit. I'm gonna just say it like that. So she has real elevated anxiety. It's high, and everybody who she come across, she throws every atmosphere off. So instead of me going off, God, he's smack me in my chin. You know, you need to get right. You know what I'm saying? So now, when she is in her mode, and I have to come from a place of tranquility, a place some type of peace inside me to deal with her.
Right.
If you run across that person, you might not be able to, maneuver that person.
Right.
But the atmosphere, you still set the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is when they deal with you, they try to deal with you a little differently because of how you come off.
Right.
And then instead of me just like normal people do, backbite, oh, she this, she that. What I do is I just drop a couple prayers in for her. Lord, help her out. You know what I'm saying? Because she's stressed out at work. And what I do, I go to the big boss and I be like, hey, when we hire somebody, can we put somebody with her to help her with her workload, because she is heavily burdened with this work.
Right.
She's already high anxiety, stressed out. She needs a helping hand with her to help her with her stuff so we can relieve her from her stress. So instead of me be like, oh, she tripping, I actually pray for her, and I've actually talked to our big boss like, yo, can you put somebody with her to help her, to help level that out, because she's gonna do what she's gonna do anyway. Right. But if we can put somebody with her, it can relieve her stress and it can relieve our stress, because when she deal with us, she won't be on 10, she will be on 7.5.
Right.
Cause you know what I'm saying. So but when a person who don't have, if they full, and they got a whole bunch of, sometimes everybody be heavy sometime, bro.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It is what it is, dog. Everybody be heavy sometime. But when you come across a person who is in a good place, then you can sense it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like they mirror it. So at least when they come across you again, they try to adjust how they are because they know how you are.
Right. That's good.
You dig what I'm saying?
That's good.
Yeah. I've experienced that.
So and then
that's good.
And sometimes when you see that, when you see a person that's heavy, bro, I can't change you or whatever, but you can. But that don't stop me from praying for you though.
Right.
Like that don't stop me from doing what I'm supposed to do anyway.
Right.
And you try your hardest not to allow it to disrupt that.
Yeah.
And change you and and get a different version of you. So it's kind of like when you think about like a child, they hurry up trying to find something, they go in and run into the room. It's kind of like, okay, how can I run into the room of my heart to not display what I really want to display, but display from a place of love.
I was just finna say that because it's been plenty of times. Cause my son, I love my son, right? So you got children, you know, and when you have children, when you get blessed with a beautiful wife and you have children,
amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Love you, baby.
So when you do get blessed with a family, you're gonna find out you're gonna be doing something. And you're gonna be focused. And I know it happen to you all the time. Your daughter be daddy, you be, hey, like you focus, but when she call your name daddy, that it just come out.
Automatic.
It just come out.
Right.
No matter what's going on, because you ain't got nothing to do with what I'm doing, but this part right here, you got everything to do with this. So it's like that, to have that disturbed, having that room to be disturbed and can feed out, but still maintaining and keeping it. And when it's over, knowing how to juice it back up. That's the thing.
I was about to say.
Knowing how to juice it back up. Knowing what to read, what to stay away from. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's that's the thing, bro. Like having that, and it's not really a disturbance. It's just somebody. It's just that you're in the right place to be available to somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
When sometimes like you're in a place so you can be available to somebody when you're almost not 100% available to yourself. I'm fighting to be available to myself. But when you come across me, I'm gonna try to give you the best version of myself as much as possible.
Right.
Facts.
That's what I've been in the vein of lately.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So having that disturbed tranquility,
Yeah. Man, that's going back to like what you were saying. What came to me was
that's better. Yeah.
Whole lot better.
But yeah, to go back to like what you were saying earlier, man, what came to my mind is something that I've, one of my quotes actually. And it says that a mirror can only reflect what you put in front of it. So it's like when you're talking about all that, it's very important that like our surroundings and people that we hang around, like you were saying, you was watching what you're listening to, what you're reading, you kind of switched it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it's just like a dead battery. My battery, I can be dead, but I can't get around other dead people. You know what I'm saying? My situation can be negative, but I can't get around a bunch of negative people. Not if I'm trying to really come out of my situation.
Yeah.
Because, it's like I was telling the kids today, man. I was like, don't tell me what you want and then do the opposite activity of what you have to do to be successful in what you want, and then just do the total opposite. It's like you wasting my time. It don't make sense. Right. So if I'm in a place of disturbed tranquility, then I have to make some adjustments in that situation. Like a dead battery. I can't jump a dead battery off with another dead battery.
No, you can't. No,
it ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah. So I got to connect it with something that's already alive. So when I'm at my local, and so and what's going, with the big thing now, we're dealing with mental health. A lot of time that's what everything is referred to as, and which is correct. So finding those answers that will kind of put you in a place of kind of like peace in the midst of a storm type deal, just like a hurricane. Everything on the outside of that hurricane, man, they could be throwing cows, trees, gates, houses, cars, but in the middle of that eye is the most peaceful place in that storm. And so it's just like you got to kind of consider yourself being like that hurricane. Well, everything around you, the whirlwind is going, kids, significant other, spouse, wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, school, business, job, everybody getting on your nerve, everything going haywire. But it's like you got to connect yourself with the eye of the storm, because in the eye of the storm is where the peace is. And so that's why it's very important that you're able to, because a lot of times, depending upon a person's environment, you're not able to recognize that because you've been so used to so much chaos.
Yeah, so when you're used to years and years of chaos, you respond chaotic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you respond how what you've been conditioned to.
Yeah, you've been conditioned for it. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you're just doing what you been groomed up in, but on the other end, this house flipping over.
Exactly.
You're responding to the things that happen to you, right? You know what I'm saying? You're responding to what you've been groomed up in, but while you just doing what you normally can do, because you don't have, because once you learn different stuff, you react differently.
Right.
But for right now, you're just responding to what you know, for how you know how to respond. You've been responding this for years.
Right.
You must go on for what you know.
But on the other side, your heart getting hurt in the process.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So, or somebody's mind getting messed up in the process, or somebody cheating somebody out of some money in the process, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So you just, so like when you're conditioned to certain stuff, you ultimately respond to what you've been groomed up in. Yeah. So so when you see somebody who is something happened, like y'all's mom was a prayer warrior.
Right.
So when Miss Peaches go to praying, somebody who ain't been groomed up in that won't respond how your mom respond.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there's a certain level of tapped in of what she had to do to get to that.
You have to be. You have to be. Instead of slapping somebody, your mama pray. They might slap somebody.
Right.
And they might feel the same thing. They might feel the same thing. But the training is what causes you to move outside of what you feel. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's good, bro.
Man, that's good, man. My mind going like 1,000 miles a minute right now.
Yeah, because, for sure. So when stuff happen, when things happen and you normally do whatever, you got to be mindful of how we react. Even when you upset with somebody, when you don't understand something, just be mindful how you react, because you're reacting how you normally would.
Right.
But your reaction just hurt somebody who didn't do anything to you.
And you got to link up with people that can get you back in that place, like before you even get out. You know, sometimes we'll just push that to the side because we want to tap into how we feel.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I want to throw these paws. But pause.
You're talking all that smack on pause the ground.
Bro, and it's good to have people like that, because one, they know where you at, they sense where you at, and they have an understanding where you at. So they want you to stay in the place of love, of disturbed tranquility, so that way when you come across that person that made you feel that type of frequency, you can redirect, and you can just dust it off and just be like, all right, cool. You know, have my moment. I'm gonna just chill out. Okay, that's one. It's like, you know, you got to take that deep breath, and you got to understand also your weakness. Like, you got to know when, okay, I need to exit, because if not, then it's gonna get really bad. And it's going to be on both ends, because it's going to be bad if somebody want to physically hurt another person, but it also shows what type of person you are, and you don't want people to get that version of you. Like, because people get so accustomed, like how you say, being conditioned. So what is the thing, one thing that somebody goes to anytime they revert back, and it's just familiarity. So whatever is your vice, whatever you're accustomed to, you can't do that no more. Because now you're trying to grow, you're trying to get accustomed to a new way of doing things. So, but to do that, you got to be around people that can nurture that and cultivate that too, because you can't do that on your own. Because you'll tap out at a certain level, like, no, come on, bro, no, don't worry about it, you got it, chill. You know what I'm saying? Because you need those kind of people, because they have a self-awareness that you don't. And their self-awareness is just as valuable, because they're in a level of disturbed tranquility that you can just take from, and they can give, and they have more than enough to give you.
More than enough to give, yeah. But you know what? Sometimes, if a person a lot of people don't know how.
A lot of people don't.
A lot of people don't have nobody around and be like, yo, this right here got to be worked on, right? So sometimes, you know, I'm reading Reggie Campbell. It's a book on being husbands by Reggie Campbell. I had spoken on it before. And it's a portion of the book where he's talking about taking the stripes for your wife. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, bro, when somebody reacts a certain type of way or do something and you're the one who just caught the blow, you might have to take the stripe.
Oh, Radical Husband.
Yeah. What radical husbands do.
Bro.
By Reggie, sometimes you might have to take the stripe. It can hurt.
Bro.
But if you love them, if you love them and you take the stripe, and you able to be like, you know, that hurt, but this is what that did, and this guy be, you know what I'm saying?
Selfless act.
Selfless act. You had to. Sometimes you gotta take the stripe.
Yeah.
If you care about another,
bro, that's selfless act.
if you care about another person's development. I'm just okay. So I don't think people understand what I'm talking about.
Hold on, let me say it, because that goes. That's something I shared with the kids today.
Yeah.
Because I was telling them how I took one. I said, because growing up, I didn't party a lot. So when I did go, when I went with the fellas, I was the designated driver, because they know Mike wasn't gonna drink, because they were gonna go get towed up. So one particular party we went to, one of my homies was in the back, but he was just, oh man, he was just reaming me up another one. Like it had got me to, and I never even said this, but I had got so angry. I was like, man, I'm like, if I can say the word for another terminology, I don't know, y'all forgive me, but he was like pissy drunk. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah.
And I said, man, I'm finna dump him off at the side of the road, and however he get home. You know, when that juice get in you, the truth come out, how people really feel about it.
Yeah.
And man, he was just saying something like, but I said, you know what? I say, I had to come to myself, and I took one for the team, because I had to swallow my pride, because if I'd have put him off on the side of the road, how would he get home?
Right.
Would anything would have happened to him? You know, so when you talk about like taking stripes, man, that's something that we got to get back into the community, that we got to get back into the culture, because everything has shifted into so much selfishness that we don't even know how to take stripes for somebody,
because the love is missing. If you love this, if you love a person, bro, if you love a person, love thy neighbor as thyself. If you love a person, sometimes you gotta like them. They might piss you off sometimes.
Right.
But if you love a person and you see that it's an area that you can help aid in, or you want to see them do better in, you'll take the stripe. You take the stripe. And then whatever they do afterwards.
Right.
But if you don't take the stripe and be like, look, this not right. Who else is gonna do that? Nobody. You have to do what nobody did for them. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, they're gonna be the same. Like if you see that they can be a better version of themselves, you gotta take the stripe.
That's that long suffering perseverance type of.
Bro, that's the agape love. That's what we talking about last episode. That's the agape.
Bro, I'm talking about taking the stripe. Even if the person they turn into, they might not even be for you. Right. But you care about them. I care about you.
Right. Right. And that's what we got to get back to as a society, as a culture, just loving humankind.
Humankind,
bro, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, I was like, nah, like people were sharing like videos, like, man, I'm like, well, what is this? I clicked, I'm like, oh. Like, this car just ran over this human being, just like, I see. What is this I'm watching, man?
That must have been a charge of how you how you did that,
bro.
You charged, all right.
And I've seen like some people posted multiple videos, and I click on it. I'm like, man, what is this? Like, it's like, and you know, no matter where you at in your faith, man, when you talking about agape love, when you narrow down the story of why Christ did what he did, it was an unconditional love, and that's what agape love is. So it's like when you got a love for mankind, you just want to see mankind prosper. That's what we're talking about, man. Because at the end of the day, I can't take no strike for you if I don't care about your situation.
Right.
I can't take no strike for you if I don't even care about you. But at the end of the day, man, if you're disturbed and you come in my atmosphere, I'm the type of individual, and we're the type of individuals at this table that we gonna ask, like, dog, what's up?
Yeah, because you asked me earlier, bro. You straight?
You ain't looking like your normal self, and that's because like you understand that vibration level ain't what it's normally at. You know what I'm saying? Or your countenance is not where, because like you said, you could tell on the outside from what's going on from the inside. So at the end of the day, man, it's like listen, man, it's okay to not be okay. But what you don't want to do is not be okay, and you climb down that rabbit hole. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because and I believe we're all going to be learning this from now to the day that we die, because the more you progress, the more adversity you're going to face. The more you progress, the more uncertainty you're going to face. The more you progress, the more doubt you're going to face, because at some point you're going to have to rely on a level of faith that you never had before. Yeah. At some point you're going to have to rely on a level of skill that you never realized that you had before. So we're always talking about progression. So there's always going to be a force that's going to come against you, no matter what. You can, just because you're trying to progress, it's going to be a level of force. My mentor said this one time. It was so powerful, bro. He said, anybody, and I'm paraphrasing, he said, anybody ever stuck their hand out the window? Everybody was like, yeah. It's like, you ain't even did nothing, but you got resistance. Wow. God, dog. I was like, God, dog. See, that's why you do what you do. That's why you get paid the big bucks. Yeah, he said, yeah, you stick your hand out, you be right on the motorcycle. You could just be like, woo, and then resistance. So anytime that you know, it just, when you, especially when you realize the value of who you are, you may not even realize all of your gifts. You may not even realize all of your talents. You may not even realize everything powerful, every power that you possess. But at the end of the day, you possess something that is going to require something from you to go beyond the place that you are. And so that's why it's important, like what these guys was talking about earlier, is surrounding yourself, making sure your circle is solid. And what was coming to me, and I turn it back over to y'all, was when you was talking, it was like first responders. When you going into trauma, who's responsible? Usually it's the first responders. Yeah. Those are the ones that you want to call to the person that's dealing with whatever trauma that they deal with. Why? Because
that's good.
They're the experts in traumatization. Yeah. So you dealing with an issue and you want to talk with your homie, you 14, 15 years old, and you talking to another 14, 15-year-old, that ain't going to get you nowhere. No. You got $1 million problem, but, you know, not saying that, you know, because I've seen it, but keep it in perspective. Don't come for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's out there a lot. You got people scamming people. They trying to teach you how to make 6 figures, and they ain't make 6 figures. You know, who is the first responders in your life? Are they certified? You understand? Did they go through the training? Did they take the certification? Did they take the schooling? So those are the people that you want to have on speed dial, that when you're going through a traumatizing experience, you want to be able to call those first responders, and they can help lift you out of that situation.
Yeah, because they're going to be proactive. They're going to jump in, and they're going to jump in.
Exactly.
They're not going to second guess. They're not going to look. They're not going to film what's going on. Not, you know what I'm saying? Just standing by.
I can't let you drown.
No,
I can't let you. At least I'm going to make an attempt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Heart stop. Okay, boom. Let me get the defibrillator out. Now I got to get the defibrillator out. Do my little pre-test. Make sure everything. Make sure ain't nothing touching nothing. You know. You got to make sure everything's clear. Then one sharp. You know.
Bro, I came across this video on Facebook. Yeah. And it was this older lady. She had passed out from being dehydrated. So she just laying face down, and these 2 young dudes came over and picked her up, repositioned her. That's what first responders do. They reposition you and get you into a place where you can kind of catch. So they got her up, make sure she was stable. Then he probably, like, both of them probably maybe anywhere from 15 to 17, maybe a little over. Wow. And like young kings, bro. And they repositioned her, picked her up, put her like in the corner and just waiting on the ambulance. And they're just like, they didn't stop. They didn't just look, they acted. That's what first responders do.
Right.
They jump in,
They jump
do
in.
what they
Yeah.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
They get you repositioned so
Yeah.
you can deliver what you need to do and be that first responder for the next person.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny you said that because I just watched a video yesterday, dog. Something happened. What was it? It was a person and something they did something and hurt themselves. And it was one of those gym clips. Bro, it was one of those gym clips. And the dude he picked up the bar, went up, got up with it, and both of his feet fell from up underneath him.
Oh man.
Oh,
And he
wow.
fell straight back with the bar on him, and he just laying flat on the floor. Bro, it's a dude back there in the corner. It didn't look like the gym was full. It was only a dude that was back there in the corner, and then it was a dude like maybe 5 to 8 feet away from it. Dude looked at the dude and turned around and went back to working out. I said, nah, dude is on the floor. I don't know if he knocked out or what.
That's foul.
Bro,
That's super foul.
That's foul, bro.
that's super foul.
That's
dog.
foul, bro.
I mean, literally, he picked up the bar.
Yeah.
Both of his feet came from up underneath, and he went straight back. And the weight just sitting there on which I'm thinking it ain't sitting on him because of the weight on the floor.
Yeah.
It's actually
But still,
like above him. But still,
You ain't just gonna come over and just
so dude just like turned his head real quick. He looked at him and then he went back to working out. Them ain't the kind of people you want in your life that you they know you hurting, but they just gonna sit there and watch you hurt. That's not a first responder.
no.
They ain't position you to do nothing. They
That's
position
not
you
even
to
somebody
lose.
that respond.
Yeah.
That's
That bro, it was sick, bro. And it's like can't nobody make you do anything, but at least I'm gonna put in an attempt to keep you from hurting yourself. I'm gonna put in an attempt to try to put you in a better mood. I'm gonna make an attempt to at least to figure out what we got to. Because here's the thing: once you figure out how to get out of one situation, it's a principle to get out of other situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell y'all, I'm a principle guy. I use a lot of the same stuff.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I go into my phone, you know what I'm saying? I got my pattern. I got my pattern, and then even in your discourse, even in your traumatization, there's a waiting period.
Sure is.
So what happens when the first responder comes, they do their thing, they position you, they get you right. What happens, a lot of times they want to take you to the ER. Let me get you in so we can get you hooked up, check up, make sure everything's all right. Okay, even though if you are all right, that's cool, but we just want to check your vitals, make sure everything's good, stuff like that. But there's a wait period because you have to go from where you are to the ER. You know, and then depending upon the situation, if it's something where somebody drove you to the ER, then you're going to have to wait until they call you back.
Exactly.
And you're sitting there in pain and you're hurting while you're waiting to be seen. You know what I'm saying? So even in those waiting periods in your life, you got to have enough grit to hold on to the fact that you want to be okay until that first responder, that doctor or the ER nurse or whoever comes and calls your name to take you in the back. So a lot of times what happens is we don't put ourselves in position to hold on enough.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because once again, what you talked about, Alxndr, is your environment. My environment didn't teach me this. My environment, especially like now, my environment taught me to run. So I don't know how to handle adversity because every time adversity comes, I was taught to run because that's the environment that I was put in. So I'm soft, I'm not strong because my environment didn't teach me that, and I didn't seek it out.
Right.
Because I ain't gonna say play the victim, but I played the situation out the way it was supposed to play out. I'll put it that way. Because if I don't train you on a certain thing, it's only gonna play out one way.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
You ain't gonna know what you do.
Nope.
Yeah.
So when the situation and the problem come, you ain't gonna know what you're doing, and you ain't gonna know how to handle it. So what you gonna do? She's a runner. She's a track star. Yo,
And it's gonna be like that guy that fell back. Like you gonna be helpless, motionless. Like you ain't gonna be able to get up. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing.
Yeah, that was jacked up, bro. When I watched that, I was like, "Are you kidding me, dog?"
Yeah.
And like
The B2S podcast is brought to you by No Grind, No Glory apparel, R828 edition, is a reminder to stay strong, to be courageous, to starve your fears, and to feed your faith. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart, just know that you were born to stand out and make an impact. Head over exclusively to www.nogrindnoglory.net and grab you some merch as a daily reminder that all things work together.
And you have to be more careful now because there's so many people that's on that type stuff.
Yeah.
Like if it ain't got nothing to do with me, no, I ain't.
Or if I ain't on the receiving end,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Don't come for my head.
And that, bro,
it's
that stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff literally. That stuff will crush a person.
Yeah.
Like you, the person who was on the floor with the bar on him. He was physically hurting. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
But
most definitely.
When you laying there with a bar on you and you see somebody look at you like that and turn their head, you just don't know what happened mentally, psychologically, and emotionally to that person. He gonna have a lot of trust issues. Your flesh and your bones can get back right.
Right.
But this in here it take
a lot of work.
It take years to get that. You know what I'm saying?
Twice as much.
So if a person who wasn't trained up or don't know how to. Okay, we still training.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We get paid dirt. I'm
just saying, like, we still, but I'm saying for.
Call me, I'm in boot camp.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But for a person who never went in boot camp ever.
Yeah.
Or for a male or female who never tried to get to the other side. When you do respond how you respond. You're doing what's best for yourself at the end of the day. That's what you're doing. You're doing what you think is best for yourself. But on the other side, you just caused a lot of psychological and emotional trauma for the person who you're dealing with. They wrecked.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's real. It's real.
Yeah.
And it's worse on the person who hasn't had that kind of experience or been brought up in that type of environment. So it really sets them back versus someone who has already tapped in and has an understanding.
Yeah.
Like even in this season of my life, just understanding that and allowing myself to, I can love you. I ain't gonna treat you no different, but that this not okay. So we have to. We have to.
Yeah.
For your sake and definitely for mine.
Yeah.
Like I can't allow anybody to disrupt what I've worked so hard for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like we can't do that.
Yeah.
We can't rock out like that. Like
yeah.
And because when you see a person that doesn't care and just in their own world and just you have empathy for them, you understand. But you know your value and your worth as well. Like you cannot leave you out. You are the biggest part of the equation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. To be transparent, I've been doing a lot of study on self-love, self-worth, digging up a lot of scripture, like Hebrews, a lot of Psalms, really good stuff. Be strong, be courageous. Bro, I find a scripture. I forgot what's from, but. I think it's in Psalms. I'm coming from my head. Paraphrasing. God said that.
Disclaimer.
My fact. I think it was King David. I think it was Psalms. He said something like, "You held my reins. Your reins is your kidney. Renal. Your reins." He said that you weaved me in my mother's womb, bro. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. When you start feeding yourself, you start, you know what I'm saying? You start like, yo, God really, he really loved, like he really loved me. Like he really loved me, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I should love myself. That type of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's like the foundation of having that disturbed tranquility. People are not peaceful because they don't love themselves. They don't know themselves. You have to, man. Let me tell you something.
Well, you
come straight from the house.
I swear, boy, it's like you was sitting in the room while I was talking, And when I got there, Coach said, "Man, we were just talking about this the other day."
Yeah, you have to. A part of a person having any type of peace in their life.
Yeah.
You have to teach yourself, and people don't tell you I love me. No, you have to teach yourself how to love yourself.
Yeah.
Because the enemy is trying to pull you away from what true love is, and you knowing yourself and you knowing your worth.
Exactly.
Oh man.
You have to teach yourself how to love yourself.
You do.
And how you respond to people shows about how much you.
Right. Exactly.
Because love thy neighbor as thy
self. But if I don't love myself, then that's a dangerous place to be in.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to treat, and then the opposite side too. You can't love. I'm just coming from the house, bro. And you can't love somebody else more than yourself.
Right.
Not saying that we do. I'm just saying you can't. You know what I'm saying? So because the first commandment is love thy God with all thy heart, all thy mind, and all that. And then the second way it go right with it. Love thy neighbor as thyself. So if you love somebody else more than you loving them more than you love God. That's wrong. You dig what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people, when they don't have no peace, it's because they don't have a peace. They don't have literally a piece of themselves. And we as an adults, because everything is pulling us, bro. Our children, our jobs, our careers. As soon as you start having children, you have got a golden ticket to lend yourself to somebody forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They forever. When you're a baby, you breastfeeding. Well, when they turn 14, you still breastfeeding because they still pulling from you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a highway for you. It never gets cut off. As soon as you start having children, creating family, right? And if the earlier you start, if you start earlier when you don't know yourself, it's gonna be hard for you to really love yourself.
Because there's so many transition periods during that time.
Exactly.
I had to think about it. Dang, I had my son when I was 21. I didn't know who I was. Now I'm 36, trying to figure out how to learn myself and how to love myself and how to appreciate myself and how to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the biggest power. I always say, man, is self-identity it almost self solves a lot of problems. It self solves a lot of problems because everything is out of. That's why the enemy continue to trip us up on our identity.
Yep.
Because if I can keep you confused, you'll never walk into the greatness that you was created to walk into. Because you don't know who you are. And
you always live a life of timid, of scarcity, of also limitations, things that ain't meant to be said on you or for your life. You'll start to settle. You'll start to do things that you normally wouldn't do. That you know that's just like, man, that ain't me. That ain't me. Self-love will cause you to self-love. Self-love will cause you to be like, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. I don't need you. I want you, but I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? It's just a level. It's more of a level head. More of an understanding with your purpose, your identity, yourself. And you'll know how to give that to your lineage. Because especially when you understand self-love, man, you see so far out. Once you get that understanding, once that light bulb click, it's just like turn on. It's like, that love is gonna be so found and so deep. You think of generations of generations, like my kids. You know what I'm saying? You're on that type of legacy and lineage. So self-love will cause you to see a whole lot clearer. Be a lot more focused.
Yeah, really, it calls me the more to, cause you know I'm a reader anyway, so it calls me really to read. What else do God say about me?
Yep.
You know, God, like, what about this? What about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? What do you say about fear? Like, bro, once I started reading, I was reading. You read it, you read it 1,000 times,
right?
But it's a difference when you're going through it and when you're looking for it. It just went. You know what I'm saying? It you can read it, you read it, but when you in church and you see the person, praise the Lord, but when you see them and they going ballistic in there, they in here because they want it, because they really going through something. It's gonna hit way different. So when you're reading this stuff and let us make man in our image and stuff like that. Hold on, so I was made to be like God. Hold on. So he really want me to be like him. I'm really purposed to be like him. When he breathed in there, he really put his. I'm really supposed to be a king.
You're
a
God
king for real.
in the earth.
Yeah.
The Bible says that you are kings and priests unto God.
Right.
You know, you are a royal priesthood. You are holy nation. Everything that God says about you. But what we fail to understand is He uses life and experiences to get us to recognize who we are. Because, listen, I read it was a viral picture. This man, the girl looked like she about 2-3 years old, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, she laced out.
What you mean laced out?
Laced out, like hair done.
Oh no, that's
eyebrows arched, makeup. Like, bro, she like 2-3 years old. So like, I had to stop reading the comments because it was just people just being stupid. So it's like, why would you taint that child like that? You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like it goes back to where society is. It's like, if you want to do it, who are you to say that that's not good? Who are you to say that that's bad? It's like, come on, people. It's like, you could damage that young lady's hair. She's only 2 or 3 years old. Why do you have her hair like that? Because 9 times out of 10, you probably put a curling iron to it. So, and I don't want to preconcept, but it's like everybody has this state of freedom where, and the Bible talks about it. It's just we've been in such a state of lawlessness for so long, we don't even recognize why God set guidelines. So real. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm made in His image and if I'm made after His likeness, that means everything He is, I am. So that means if I say, okay, you're not old enough to do something like that yet, it's a reason why.
Right.
Yeah. So He'll use a life experience or something, or a trial or a tribulation, or because if I was, and y'all don't come for me, come at me, I really don't care. Because at the end of the day, a good parent, you won't buy your child everything, because that's not how the world works.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they're going to perceive that what I want, I get. And if I don't get it, I'll take it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you look at God, it's like, okay, well, why God got me going through this? Well, wait till you get to the end, because you won't. Like I said in the last episode, at the end, the vision speaks. The Bible says, write the vision and make a play. But He says in the end, it will speak. So a lot of stuff we go through, you don't know why you're going through it until you actually come out a lot of time, most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, what else is it about? Oh, God, okay, well, God said. That means you have the power to speak stuff into existence.
Yeah, yeah.
So that means you have the power to create stuff into existence. So your life may not be where it wants to be right now, but you have the ability to change that. What are you speaking? You can't be saying, I want this type of life, but then you're speaking negative out of your life. Bro, God brought something back to my mind while you was talking a while back. I remember, and I do it, but this is like really intentional. When I was big on giving, if I was in a place where I needed finance, I would go find somebody to bless. Like literally. Like if we didn't have enough to pay the bills, to meet the bills at the end of the month, or just struggling, living paycheck, or whatever, bro, I don't care if I had to go volunteer at the mission house. I would go find, like, I was intentional. I was like, oh, God, I'm in this place. You know what? And what happens is that took me off my issue. So we're talking about love and selflessness and all that type of stuff, right? So it's like, okay, well, if I'm God in the earth, God took his situation and turned it into yours, so that you didn't have to live yours. He didn't have to send Christ through. He sent Christ through for us.
He showed it.
You see what I'm saying? He didn't have to do that. He sent Christ through for us. So at the end of the day, when I would be in that situation, I'll be like, you know what? I'm finna go bless somebody today. I don't care what it is or what it is. But my mind was on it intentionally. But I mean, a lot of things I do now is just second nature. But like I said, it'll be like, okay, man, I'm going through right now. You know what? And it was like, you know what? Even though I'm second nature and I just do stuff, it's like, but my mind was intentionally on that. It's I can't know if I was explaining it properly, but it's a difference.
It is.
Yeah, I feel
you know, it's different than me just, hey, I'm gonna go buy somebody some shoes today, blah blah blah. But man, my situation is crazy right now. You know what? I'm finna go do something for somebody. It's different.
Yeah.
It's just where I can explain.
Like that's that disturbed tranquility. It's my junk crazy right now. I'm finna intentionally. I'm not finna eat lunch with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm putting the music on. I'm taking an extra 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cutting the work phone off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing my Bible to work. My stepmom's called my Bible my girlfriend. my book bag. My book bag. She called my book bag my girlfriend. She said, "Where your girlfriend now? Where your book bag?"
Your old lady.
You go nowhere without that book bag. That's your girlfriend. and now, if you think about it, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, it be 5:45 in the morning, bro. My book bag be laying on the pillow. I be like, hold on, I gotta tighten up, cause this ain't. I gotta tighten up. Now she done spoke this to existence. Now this book bag. I looked this morning, bro. I rolled up, my book bag was on the pillow. I was like, oh no, I gotta tighten up. But
can that be your best friend?
Yeah, that's crazy. I like, nah, I gotta tighten up. But I said, I rolled over. I said, my book bag in the bed. No, I gotta. But I was tripping, bro. I was tripping like, nah. I said, I'm going through it, boy. God, no. But yeah, like that's that. That's that. Like when it's crazy like that, you have to be hyper focused and intentional.
Yeah,
about what you do, so you can make sure it's combat. That's all it is. It's combat.
It is.
And you ain't got to be the best fighter, but you have to put up some type of fight.
Right.
Because if you start losing fights, eventually you're gonna knock somebody out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But as long as you start trying to fight, then you'll get better fighting. If you don't ever fight, then you'll never get better fighting.
Yep.
So when stuff gets stupid, bro, Pablo, I'm trying to find everything on heartbreak, what finances. I'm everything that I feel like was going on. I'm feeding with word, bro. I'm feeding with word.
Yeah.
And anybody who's not feeding themselves like that, I can't partake in what you have to say. Right. That's why when you going through something with somebody, sometimes your certain homeboys, it's not good to let them in on what you're going through. Cause you running the streets with 4 or 5 girls, you can't help me, bro. Cause you ain't trying to be committed to one woman.
Yeah.
You ain't trying to live a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you can't help me, cause the only thing you gonna say, girl, he tripping. He ain't. You ain't trying to wear it from both angles to help me make a sound decision. You know what I'm saying? So when stuff is stupid, you have to cling on to something that can help the atmosphere be what it be. Because if not, it's gonna be,
that's real, bro.
It's gonna be crazy.
And that's just this hit different. This is some, like, when you going into really tapping in, like, in your secret place.
Yeah.
That's that fuel to the fight. That's that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting low. Let me fill myself back up, type of deal.
Yeah, it's like you know what? Let me really. It's like that. Let me really. Let me really cling on to him and see. Like, let me really go there.
Yeah.
That's the bottom. Like, let me really.
That's the bottom line.
He said that should not live by bread alone, but live by every word.
That proceeded out of my mouth.
Let me every emotion and everything I feel and go through. Let me dig in here and let me read it and let me dare to believe it and let me meditate on it, which is like playing over in my mind over and over. Yep. Let me seek ye first the kingdom. Let me really seek you first on how I should go about things. And then let it play out from there. And then trust what you got for me.
And that's how you start the day off winning. You seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Whatever that is, whatever you feel that is, whatever that is for you.
What you got, Mike? You got something over there?
Yeah, man. You ever heard about the story of the two wolves?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. All right. So it goes like this. And there's a story of the two wolves, like an old Cherokee talking to his grandchild, right? And so basically he's telling them of the story that there's a war going on inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this real quick. So it says, "It is as if there are two wolves inside me. One wolf is good and does no harm. He lives in harmony with all around him and doesn't take offense when no offense was intended. So he only fights when it is right to do so and in the right way. But then the other wolf is full of anger and rage."
Okay.
And so the narrative is the young kid, he's sitting there because grandfather ends the story right there. So he's like, well, grandfather, who wins? And the response is the one you feed.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So the one you feed, yeah. So if you gonna feed the harmonious wolf that knows how to respond, then that's what you're gonna get. But if you feed that wolf that's full of anger and rage, then guess what? That's what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's I can't even express the importance. I mean, just because I deal a lot with, even with talking with adults, man. But it's like, once again, being analytical about your situation and being truthful about your situation, so that you can assess the situation. Because even if I call a first responder, it has to be the right one.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going into cardiac arrest, then I need to deal with somebody that deals with the heart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need what's the one that does the brain surgeon? What's the one to do the brain surgeon? I don't remember. So, but either way, if I'm having heart issues, I don't need to call a brain surgeon.
Yeah.
Is that a neurologist?
Well,
I don't remember. Well, anyway, y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah, for
you
sure,
know what I'm saying? If I'm having issues of the heart, then of course that's a cardiologist. You know what I'm saying? So, but if I got an issue with my brain, then I don't need the heart doctor.
Right.
So it's like, even with that, so because it's like a lot of pent up anger in people. It's a lot of pent up frustration in people. There's a lot of things going on right now that's causing people to maybe respond in a different way than what they normally would respond.
Yeah,
but that means that you have to figure out how to get care.
Mm-hmm. Neurosurgeon.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure out how to get care. Because this is one of the first things what happens. We don't have if we don't have health insurance. What is the first thing we say? I ain't got health insurance. You got some people that they just gonna bust up into the hospital. Hey, you can't turn me, by law, you can't turn me down. You got to see me.
Yep.
Then you got other people that's conscious, be like, man, they ain't got no health insurance, man. If I go to the ER, man, that bill gonna be sky high.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're at least conscious of what's about to happen. So a lot of times we're dealing with these emotions and we're not even conscious of the emotions that we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Have no emotional intelligence, and so then it kind of create a mental health problem.
It does.
Because it started affecting you mentally. You know what I'm saying? So then it puts you in a different mood and mindset, and then now your whole life done shifted almost because you wasn't aware of your total situation in the manner in which you should. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
and when you get to a doctor, you Lord forbid something happen, cardiac arrest, something.
Yeah.
First responder come. You get to the doctor. The doctor is gonna ask you those questions about your lifestyle. You do this. If you really want to start fixing, you got to be truthful
And answer the questions
about your past. You got to be truthful and be like, okay, yeah. So he can pinpoint, okay, this guy, you got to stop doing this. You got to work on this. But if you just, I don't do that. I ain't do that. You're not going to be able to fix anything.
Yep.
Because he's not going to, because you're not going to pinpoint what you need to do to start working these areas out.
Yep.
So you gotta be truthful when you start. When you start, I'm telling you, bro. When I started looking myself in the mirror, I was like, man, let me tighten up, bro. Like after my first my first marriage, when everybody was like, when I started dealing with me, I was like, oh, I need to tighten up. Yeah, I didn't do that, but it was as the head, as the husband, there's a lot of marks I missed.
Right.
A lot of things I shouldn't have said. You know what I'm saying? A lot of decisions that, I wrecked the atmosphere plenty of times to where I didn't allow her to breathe and be her own person, even if it was who she was. You let her be who she is.
Right.
You don't try to change that.
Right.
My job was to create the atmosphere. Maybe she would have shifted. You don't know if you're choking it out, right? But if you're learning new stuff and you're trying to build something new, I'm just doing what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to create something new for the fam. Everybody's learning something new. Everybody need grace.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you have to put the work in with the grace, because grace run out.
Grace runs out. Yeah.
It runs out like now you ain't trying to get better. You just, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You're trying to live up grace.
Yeah. You know what? I told, it's almost like if we got a park, and I know we got to go. It's almost like we got a park. If us three at a park, all right, you the buff one, so you the one who in shape.
I need to work on my cardio, though.
So we at the park, right? You're walking your Rottweiler. You walking your dog.
Oh, I gotta be a Rottweiler, dog.
You walking your dog, because you got big arms, man. You got.
I might want to give me a little Chihuahua.
Oh, heck no. All right. So it's like you walking your dog, right? You and Dub speed walking. You know what I'm saying? But as you walking your dog, I'm kind of behind. I'm with y'all, but I'm kind of behind. The dog is crapping as you're walking the dog.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. Go ahead.
So I'm stepping in the crap. I'm like, man, this junk, man, crap all on my shoes, stink, it's everywhere. But you're getting upset because I'm talking about the crap that you're allowing your dog to do, but you're not picking it up when the thing says pick up after your dog.
Right.
You can't get mad at me for stepping in your crap. You can't get mad at hearing about your crap that you're supposed to be picking up after your dog.
Gosh, dog it.
That's good. I like that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we gotta be, truthful about what's going on, and so we can work on that stuff. Like if you don't, bro. You got to find, like if there's no peace, you got to find out why there's no peace. Yeah. And then deal with the crap. Deal with the crap.
You got to.
And guess what? And guess what? You my bro. So I'm gonna take my shoe, I'm gonna rub it in the grass, and I'm gonna rinse it off. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna rub my shoe in the grass and put it to the side, go get bags and help you get your crap up, and then go rinse because I love you. You dig what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's love.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Got nothing but love for you, baby.
Man, it's been good. This one actually hit different. So
it did.
Yeah, it's a lot of people hurting, man. It's even just, man, I don't know what God doing, dog, but I'm just here for the ride. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how God has seen you into an atmosphere, the same atmosphere that you thought you was prepared for. And he withheld it until a season, and then he releases you in that season, and you see why he didn't put you in the previous season. Because when you look at like a lot of things that's going on, bro, it's like even like how my day went today, and just had to go out there and talk to been out to the school, talk to the kids and stuff like that. And just the whole atmosphere shifted, dog. Whole atmosphere shifted because the weather kind of took a turn to the left. Yeah. So they couldn't, because I was going to, hang out with them for practice and stuff like that. So, but the weather kind of didn't allow that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then coach. So what coach did? Coach split the team up between their position coaches, and so I just stayed in the room where that was, where the one coach was, and so partially something was going on with the projector, so they couldn't watch the film or whatever he was going to put up. So he just started pouring out his heart. He started talking about the message and then talking about his experiences and things that they need to tighten up on as a team to get better. And you know, not just physically, but mentally, and, you know, dealing with their character and stuff like that. And they would just sit there and listening to that, bro. It just, and then it kind of, and it's funny because, and the only reason I keep bringing this up is because almost everything that we talked about tonight was an epitome of what was in that room.
Yeah.
It is like a mirror of what took place later on this afternoon. And so, because it's like, when you're exposed to certain stuff, that's all you know.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When mom was trying to help me get scholarships and stuff, she did the best she could. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, she did, but she wasn't really exposed
to a lot
of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but now when you're looking at this, the technology that we have is really no excuse. I can type in something on YouTube and find some information. Even if it's not the best information, I can still find it and at least, you know, navigate my way through. Have a general idea. Yeah. And like one of the things they was teaching the kids how to tie ties, because I was like, man, look at Pat, but Pat fit half, but they're in college, boy. So,
I still don't know.
And it's easy, man.
It's simple.
And one of the kids was like, man, shoot, I can just put it up on YouTube. I'm like, see, you can just find it. And I know one of the things that like helped me is like sometimes when I go to bed, I put on a nice soft instrumental, and it relaxes me. I can be stressed about something, worried about something, you know, concerned about something, and then I just put a nice soft instrumental on my phone and just let it play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you can set your own mood. Like just sometimes you may not, even though we should speak what we want, just, you know, if we all be real, sometimes you just don't feel like it. And then sometimes you just don't. You know, and so it's like finding ways of alternative ways of how to deal with that. That can be one. You know, just put you some instrumental music on and just, you know, fall asleep to that, or, you know, just listen to it, let it calm your nerves a little bit. But you just got to find ways
to tap into the peace.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do it when you don't feel like it. Like today,
I
didn't, for some reason, bro, I didn't feel like eating breakfast. I was like, man, I don't much want to eat. You know, sometimes you be like, you be like, man, you be all, if stuff ain't feeling right, you be like, man, I don't want to eat, I don't want to do.
Yeah.
But then I had, if you're not fasting, then why are you not eating? Like that's not self-care. Like I feel like no, you need to eat. Matter of fact, you need to put your. So I went and got some food. Oh, girl, try to steal my fruit, you know what I'm saying? So I went, and you have to enjoy yourself.
Take yourself out.
God, let us make man in our image. God was already, he didn't have no, it was him, Jesus, no Spirit, all three of them. They chilling. He was enjoying himself with himself. That's a part of it. I went, I got napkins laid out. A breakfast date with myself, put music on. Had a bottle of, I ate real slow, just chewing, just with myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I didn't feel like it, and then vicariously throughout the day, you know, I had a little pep in my little stuff. You feel me? Because you know, you take
dip in the hip.
A dip in the hip. You feel me? It's vital. You feel me? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
That part.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. This is good, man. I always enjoy this, man. I love creating content with y'all, man. It's be so refreshing, man. It's almost like a release, man.
It is.
I was trying to be quiet today. Man,
you know, I just let you talk, dog. Cause we already know. Because you know what, and Pastor Jeff used to always say this. I don't know if he say it now, but back in the day, he used to always say that. He say when the squeeze come on you, what's gonna come out?
Ooh, that's good.
What's gonna come out is what you put in there. He said, if I was to grab a tube of toothpaste and I was to squeeze that toothpaste gonna get out. If something come out of that toothpaste other than toothpaste, then something wrong. You know, but he would always say, you know, when the squeeze come on, what's gonna come out? And that's why we're so big on personal development, spirituality, reading, you know, meditating, different things of that nature, man. We just have to be, you know, faith-based Christian people up here, you know. So, but at the end of the day, you know, you do you. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing Christ never did. He never forced himself upon anybody.
Nope.
But at the end of the day, hey man, his stuff is proven. So, but you got to find out what works for you, you know. But at the end of the day, man, it's like you can't extract something from nothing. I can't go to my bank account and if there's no money in there and we make a withdrawal. So you always have to put yourself in a position to make a withdrawal. So you may not like to read, okay? Well, not, you got audiobooks. You know, you got YouTube. Just click it and let it. 9 times out of 10, you can find a lot of stuff on YouTube and just let it play.
Just let it ride.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you inputting something.
You inputting something.
Anyway.
Exactly.
So it might as well be something that's substantial. You know what I'm saying? But that we have to be taught.
Yep.
Cause I done said stuff fly at the mouth, but I had to learn. You know, so I had to learn. Yo, said you can't do that.
Probably will say it again, but you just gotta catch yourself.
Yeah.
Because truth be told, you gotta realize, man, from now until you hit pay dirt, the thing that you said you weren't gonna do no more, 9 times out of 10, you probably gonna do it again at some point. But at the end of the day, when you're okay with the development of what you're doing, as long as you're moving progressively forward. I used this example today with the kids. I said, you can't say you want greatness and you want success and you do the opposite. I say, so when coach is telling y'all, give me extra wind sprints and y'all complaining and griping, I say, that's not greatness. I say, how can you be great and conditioned if you don't run? And boy, you should have seen Coach's face. Coach did one of these right here. I was like, okay, I done hit a vein. And then the kids was like, you know what I'm saying? Then they start looking at each other. I was like, yeah. I said, y'all got to think about that. I said, in order for you to be in shape, you got to run. You can't bypass that.
Nope.
I say, so, and I actually start doing steps. So I started right here. I say, so I may not be in shape right now, but if I keep listening to Coach and pushing myself when he keep telling me pushing, he said, so I'm not going. I say, so I'm not going to get tired right here no more. And I took like 2 steps forward. I say, I'm up here now. I say, so what's going to happen? And then now he's still conditioning you. He's still conditioning you. And I took another 2 steps forward. I said, look at, I said, now you're conditioned. You're not tired back there no more. You're still tired, but you're tired on another level.
Yeah.
And so, but you still push through.
Still gotta get
took
to
another
that
2
level.
steps.
Yep.
I said, now you can turn back and you can look around and look how far your conditioning has come. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're saying. That's exactly what we're saying. If once you start putting the right stuff inside, it's going to get you to where you want to go. But, you know, I got to say that you got to be, you know what, bro? We've all shared our stories and our you know, at the end of the day, throughout my tears, throughout my frustrations, throughout my anger, I can honestly say, like the Apostle Paul, dog, I glory in my tribulation. Because the strong person, even though I have my moments, but a lot of people know me for my strength. They like, man, you a strong dude. Yeah. Then sometimes I be like, well, who the strong dude? Sometimes you had a moment. But you know, but for the most part, man, all that stuff came from the stuff I endured, dog. I didn't have time to cry. I had to try to figure it out because certain situations that affected my family. I had to figure out how we gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? Because lost a job. You know what I'm saying? Different things of that nature. Losing things. Going through marriage. You know, wise disagreements. You know. It's just you go through all that, man. And then when I look back on that, it's like. And that's why we're saying endurance and having the patience, because if I would have ran when I wanted to run, I wouldn't even have what I have right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and literally, my wife is like my best friend. Like,
because you'll run out too early. Like, you'll miss out. You'll leave something too. Yes, it might not. It's uncomfortable. Yes, you don't know that, but you'll leave something too early.
Yep.
Well, y'all could have been something blissful, or the business relationship could have been great. Or your degree, you could have had your degree by then, or you know what I'm saying? But I feel what you're saying.
Yeah. So man, that's you got anything you used to do? You good?
Big bag.
Big man, we gonna close out with that, man. And man, guard your peace, man.
Got to.
Like guard your peace, man. If you're going through, that's the saying. Going through. Don't stop. Don't waddle. and what's going on with you, man. And if you need help, man, get help. You know, if you need to go to, you know, professional counseling, you know, seek professional counseling, ministerial counseling, whatever it takes. But at the end of the day, man, don't leave that stuff festered into you and let it rot, so to speak, the inside out. You know, the way you become bitter and you can't stand things, and then life just begins to pass you by because you never really dealt with that issue. So you gotta, you know, I'm not saying that every day is going to be peaches and cream, right? But for the most part, at the end of the day, you're the guard keeper of your peace. And so a lot of time, we have the impact and we have the effect of that, because we choose certain situations, we choose the people that's in our circle, we choose our careers. At the end of the day, we choose a lot of that stuff. And so we have to find a way to make sure that we find a peace in the decision that we make, even when a bunch of chaos is going around. So we're going to leave y'all with that, man. We're going to get out your hair. Man, thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. Once again, it's been a lovely, man. This is therapy for us, you know, on one level, you know. So, yeah. But, man, we pray that you got something out here to encourage you, man, to keep going, to keep pushing, and to keep going for God's best for your life. So, man, always remember this, man. Shoot for the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. And remember this, if you think different and be different, you have the opportunity to live different. And once again, we'll see y'all on the other side of success, man. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.